In the next 13 minutes, I'm going to prove that your career is stuck. Not because of your skill, but because of a lie that you have believed since childhood. I was watching this episode of The Ranveer Show with Kunal Shah. He talks about how the real value comes from the extra 5% you put when no one's watching.
To me, all the value that I have seen people create is by the shiddat that they have in their work. And I think that's been my thing, that I do not like to work with people who do not do this to the last level.
But he also says that India is a status-driven society. We're taught that good work will speak for itself, but often it doesn't.
And I think we don't understand this because we've never seen a collaborative society. India is not one country. India is 25 countries merged to become one country, and therefore we have need for neutral platforms.
And it's not just you. Most of us, we are culturally programmed to work really hard and then expect that people will take notice. But we want to pretend that, yeah, I'm just putting my head down and just working. But you see the gap? People are doing great work, but they expect silence will get them noticed. Even parents say, मेहनत करो, result मिल जाएगा. Teachers say, good work speaks for itself. Managers say, just focus on the deliverables. All lies. How do you expect to get something without asking for it? So I went down this rabbit hole, and what I found was really disturbing. There's actually a name for what's happening, and we're calling it the Princess Syndrome. Now, what is the Princess Syndrome? And you need to check if you have it. Let's break it down. Here's how a lot of us operate in our careers. We think, I'm doing good work, I'm hitting my targets, I'm coming on time, I'm staying till late. Surely, my manager will notice. Surely, my boss will just, तुम्हें तो promotion मिलेगा. Spoiler alert, that's not happening because your boss isn't a prince on a white horse. Your boss is drowning in his own deadlines, and they are making decisions based on who they remember in high pressure moments. Have you seen that movie, The Social Network? The movie about Facebook? There's a scene where Eduardo, a brilliant guy, the CFO, did all the early financial work. He gets completely sidelined. Do you remember the name of Eduardo? No. Meanwhile, Sean Parker shows up and he takes over. He's the one making the noise. Eduardo had the competence, Sean had the presence. And then Mark Zuckerberg, in that moment, bet on presence. That is Princess Syndrome in action. Waiting to be recognized instead of demanding a seat at the table. So, I started digging. What separates the Eduardos from the Parkers? What do people who break through actually do differently? So now, let's talk about the ways to get over it. Harvard researcher Amy Cuddy studied cortisol and testosterone levels before and after power poses. People who stood in expansive postures just for 2 minutes, they had a 20% drop in cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and a 19% increase in testosterone, which is the dominance. But here's the craziest part. The participants didn't feel confident before doing it. The body changed the brain and not the other way around. Think about Virat Kohli walking out to bat. Before he even faces a ball, just watch his body language. His chest is out, there is a slow walk, there is eye contact with the bowler. He is not faking confidence, he's engineered it through his body. Your body can literally tell your mind how to feel. Look at Priyanka Chopra at any Hollywood red carpet. She doesn't shrink, she plants her feet and owns her space. That is not accidental, that is physical design. So let's talk about this anchor technique. Here's what I want you to do, and I want you to practice this literally today. If you can, right now. The anchor. Plant your feet shoulder width apart. I'm talking literally about feeling your heels sink into the ground and feel the space you are in. Say when Elon Musk, he presents Teslas, he's not bouncing around, he's not in his own head, he's rooted. He knows the space around him and he presents himself in a very stable manner. Now this will help you get mental clarity. Then comes the expansion. Roll your shoulders back. This is what they teach in most acting schools. Even Amitabh Bachchan was taught that. And this chest out posture, it made his baritone even more powerful. Because you are creating lung space, so you will speak better. So now that you have anchored yourself and rolled your shoulders back, you need to uncross your arms. Watch any TED Talk that has over 10 million views. The speakers use hand gestures. They use open hand gestures with palms visible. Crossed arm screams, I'm protecting myself. But open arm screams, I'm in control. If you have a meeting, just practice this in the elevator or in the bathroom. Make it muscle memory. This was step 1 of getting out of your princess syndrome. And this was everything non-verbal, how you will present yourself. Now, coming to what will you talk about? Again, going back to some of the videos from the Ranveer show, I noticed something. When Ranveer interviews, let's say Naval Ravikant or Kunal Shah, they never say, I think maybe we should. They say, here's what we're doing. Definitive. Final. Then I watched clips of people pitching on Shark Tank India who didn't get funded. Almost every single one had what I call the apology pattern. I found this example from Ritesh Agarwal, the Oyo founder. In his early investor meetings, he didn't say, I think hotels could be better. He said, I will standardize budget hotels across India. This is happening. And this confidence at 19 years old. That's not arrogance. That is ownership which led people to believe in him. Analyze in yourself. Now just be conscious of the way you talk. There are 2 verbal killers that you must eliminate. Number 1, it's called the up talk. I'll tell you what up talk is. Do you want to eat? Where are we going? How does this thing work? Should we do this? You know how it rises towards the end? It happens when you ask questions. But imagine if you started doing that for ideas you have. Should we launch on Monday? Like you're asking for permission for your own ideas. But instead, watch Sheryl Sandberg or Indra Nooyi speak. Their voices, instead of rising, actually drop at the end of statements. It signals finality. Number 2, hedging language. It's where you start with a negative statement. I'm no expert, but I was thinking, this might be stupid, but I just wanted to say that, no, why are you sabotaging yourself? Here I have a real example to tell you. A friend of mine who works at a fintech startup in Gurgaon was in a product meeting. She had the idea, the best idea, that later became the core feature. But you know what? How did she start? I'm not sure if this makes sense, but her manager immediately said, let's table that, let's hold on. 2 weeks later, her colleague, a guy from another team, presented the exact same idea but with confidence. I propose we build this feature because it definitely solves our problem. He was funded immediately. Same idea, different delivery, different outcome. Coming back to the princess syndrome, you learned the non-verbal, you learned the verbal. Now, coming to the most important part. I found this story about Sarah Bakely, the founder of Spanx. Before she became a billionaire, she was selling fax machines door to door. She was getting rejected constantly. But she said something in an interview that stopped me cold. She said, I stopped thinking about whether they'd like me. I started thinking about whether I could solve their problem. The moment I walked in thinking, I have something you need, everything changed. That's what I'm calling the value exchange mindset. You are not performing. People are always worried about whether their managers or their colleagues will like them. So they're worried about how they're performing. They're worried if they're impressing everyone around them. You need to understand you're not doing any of this. You are there to deliver a solution that they are desperately searching for. Think about it. When Bhavish Agarwal pitches Ola, he's not thinking, I hope they like me. I hope they think that my idea is good. He's thinking, I'm solving an urban mobility problem for billions of people. You'd be insane to not bank on my idea. Or when Falguni Nayyar launched Nykaa at 50 years old, she didn't think, is my idea good enough? Will people accept this model? She wasn't asking for permission. She was simply saying, Indian women deserve better in beauty retail and I am building it. Join me or not. I'm gonna grow either ways. So here's what I want you to try before your next meeting, pitch, presentation, or even conversation. Don't ask yourself, what if I mess up? What if I get nervous? Will they like me? Ask yourself, what problem am I solving for them? What will happen if they don't hear my solution? How does my idea make it easier for them? When you reframe your mindset like that, you are not a nervous candidate anymore. You are a valuable resource. And resources don't apologize for existing. So now that you've learned the 3-step framework, you would have realized the world doesn't reward the best idea. It rewards the best presented idea. And that is not unfair. It's just physics. People can't invest in what they can't see or hear clearly. If you're brilliant at working really hard, but in silence, you're invisible. And invisible people don't get promoted, funded, or remembered. But here's the good news. Everything I just shared, the body language, the verbal shifts, and the mindset flip, they aren't talents, they're techniques. And techniques can be practiced and mastered. I'm not saying just fake it, engineer it. Design your presence the same way you would design a product. Get out of the princess syndrome. Here's your homework. This week, before any important conversation, do these 3 things. Anchor your body, change the way you speak, and ask yourself, what problem am I solving for them? And then come back and comment, what changed? Did people listen differently? Did you feel different? I'm genuinely curious. If this self-exploration helped you see your own patterns, hit that like button, subscribe to Beer by Skill House because we are building a community of people who refuse to stay invisible. Now go out there and make some noise. Get out of your princess syndrome to be the heroic princess to conquer the world. See you in the next one.